Hi everyone, it's Ali here again with more songwriting tips for you. In this lesson, we're going to continue looking at how to write a song hook. In the previous lesson, we talked about how to write the melody for our song hook. In this lesson, we're going to focus specifically on the lyrics. If you've been struggling with writing the lyrics for your song hook, perhaps you've already got a melody that you like and you're trying to add lyrics to it, or perhaps you're trying to start with the lyrics and write the song from there, but you feel in both cases you're not writing lyrics that are strong enough for your hook. I'm going to give you my top tips in this lesson on how to write lyrics for your song hook. Before we start looking at how to write lyrics for our song hook, I'd just like to do a quick recap of some of the things we learned in the last lesson about how to write a song hook. First off, a quick recap of what the song hook actually is. It's a combination of the song's key melody and key lyric. It's the phrase of the song the listener will remember long after the song has finished. And to write a strong melody for our song hook, we need to use a combination of rhythm, pitch, repetition, and placement. As stated in the previous video, it doesn't matter which one you write first, whether you write the melody or the lyrics first. But if you have written the melody first, there's some things you need to pay attention to when adding the lyrics to your melody, and we're going to go over those side of things first. When adding lyrics to your melody, the main thing you'll need to pay attention to is tying together the number of syllables in your lyric with the number of notes in your melody. Now, although you obviously can't have more syllables in your lyric than you do notes in your melody, you can have more notes in your melody than you do syllables in your lyric. This is something that a lot of beginner songwriters overlook. They'll have a melody line that maybe has 8 notes in it, and they'll just match that up exactly with 8 syllables in their lyric. Now, you can of course be a lot more adventurous with this. You'll see it all the time if you look at well-known songs, where they might have a melody that has considerably more notes in it than the number of syllables in their lyric. I'm going to talk about this whole process of adding lyrics to melody a lot more in the future. I'm going to do a specific video lesson on it, but for now that should get you started. A really helpful resource for tying the number of syllables to the number of notes in your melody is ugowords.com. This is a great website where if you're looking for a word that fits a gap within your melody, say you need a 3-syllable verb, you simply type that into the search bar, hit enter, and you're then presented with a list of words that fit that criteria. Simply pick out the words you like and try them out over your melody until you end up with a lyric you're happy with. The next thing you need to pay attention to when adding lyrics to your melody is melodic emphasis. Melodic emphasis is simply about how within a melody there's a note that will emphasize the lyric you place over it more than any other. This can be because that note within the melody is the highest note, it might be because of how it falls in relation to the beat, or it might be that it's a longer note compared to the other notes within that phrase. All of these things will create emphasis for the lyric we place over the top of it. And you need to make sure you use a really strong word within that lyric over the top of that melody note. If you don't, it will sound very strange and you really don't want that. So just make sure as you write your lyrics, you pay attention to the words you're using within that lyric and that you place a strong word over the strongest note within that melody. So the rest of the tips in this video are going to help you write lyrics for your song hook, whether you started with the melody first or the lyrics first. So the next tip is to summarize your song theme. Now we want to make sure in our song hook we really summarize the theme of the song well. It's the bit of the song people are going to remember and that they're going to come back to and they're going to have going round and round their heads. We want to make sure we've summarized the theme of the song really well. Although this is true of the rest of the song, we always want to make sure we've summarized the theme of the song well, and that whether it's the verse or the pre-chorus, the bridge, that it always leads back to the theme of the song. It's especially true for the song hook. It's that snippet of the song, that phrase we talked about before that they're going to remember and they're going to come back to time and time again. And we want to make sure that summarizes the theme of the song well. So really condense your lyrics down. Write out everything you want to say about the song theme, and then cross out every word that isn't completely necessary. From this, you'll have the strongest language with which to write your song hook. My last tip is hook placement. We talked about this before when we looked at writing the melody for our song hook, and this is even more important when it comes to writing the lyrics for our hook. We want to make sure this is in the strongest position we can possibly put it. That way it will really help the lyrics to stand out and really drive home that song hook. This is generally going to be the first or last line of the chorus, although sometimes it does come outside of that. Generally that's going to be the strongest place to put it. So if you've written a song hook and you're finding it's just not standing out the way you'd like it to, it just seems to get lost in the chorus, try it out in another place in the chorus and see if that changes how it sounds. So I'm now going to give you some examples from popular songs of how these tips can be used to write your song hooks. So first we're going to look at Hello by Adele. As you'll see, the hook is bang on the first line of the chorus. The melody is then repeated for the first two lines, while the next two lines are then altered to provide contrast. Next we have If I Lose My Faith in You by Sting. It's only a two-line chorus. The first line and the second line have almost identical melodies. You can see how the top note of the melody line emphasises the word lose and left in each line. We then have Fix You by Coldplay. The hook within this song is placed on the last line of the chorus. The words Fix You are emphasised melodically by changing the previously established melody from the previous two lines. The final phrase, coming after a long held note and changing from the previously established melody, draws your attention to the hook. Lastly, we have John Mayer's Still Feel Like Your Man. All 5 lines of the chorus feature the lyric from the hook. Notice how the lyric stays the same while the melody changes each time. So those examples should give you some ideas of just some of the ways in which you can use these tips to write better lyrics for your song hooks. That's it for this lesson. Hope you found it helpful, and I hope it enables you to write better lyrics for your song hooks in the future. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't done already, please like and subscribe below, and I'll see you again in the next video.